Hello, I'm Francois Badenhorst from Accounting Web. We're here at Ashengate Stadium today in Bristol for the NatWest Business Boost event. This stadium has in recent years become the site of a brand new partnership between local businessman Steve Lansdowne, who has completely reinvigorated the sporting scene here in Bristol. So it seems only appropriate that we're here to talk about Free Agent's new partnership with NatWest and what that could mean for accountants and small businesses.
We're talking today at a Boost event in Bristol, which is NatWest support for small businesses, and we know that accountants have a very strong part to play in that around helping these businesses grow. And I think the advantages of using online tools, having more tied up in a more connected arrangement where data is kind of flowing fairly freely between the accountant, the client and the bank, that we're able to support them as a kind of support network for these small businesses to come and grow. In the last year, we've been working very closely with Hayden and his team around bringing this to market, actually making it available to customers as simply as we can, and ensuring that people understand the kind of benefits of actually managing their finances better. Free Agent's going to be offered free of charge to NatWest and Royal Bank of Scotland customers, on the understanding that they actually make their data available back to the bank to give the bank more insight into how the business health is and any requirements, and make it easier for the bank to actually service the needs of those customers.
And the key thing for us is to be a truly proactive bank. So the NatWest brand stands for proactive. That is what we believe we need to be moving forward into an open banking arena. Moving away from a transactional utility into a true relationship bank right across the spectrum. And that data allows us to see things through the forecasting tool that the customer probably doesn't know is happening yet. So it's aligning that then to solutions which we may have or external partners may have, or indeed it may be a referral on to some of our local connections. But it's that proactive look ahead at what we think is going to happen for a customer, and then being proactive around our advice and our support instead of reactive. The partnership with Free Agent should enable them to do a lot more themselves, a lot more quickly, and then get true advice from their accountants, as opposed to their accountants just being a bookkeeper. And I think that's where we see the value of us all working together, I guess, in a triangle, bringing all of that together.
I think for us it's interesting to look at the kind of million plus businesses that NatWest support. It's growing obviously all the time through involvement with startups and the Entrepreneurial Spark and these kind of other initiatives that they have. But there obviously is going to be capacity in moving people across from existing arrangements they have with either their accountant or directly with Free Agent to take advantage of this as well.
The more data we have, invoice financing is one product that we have. It's a solution to certain customers. We've just launched something called Cashflow Plus, which is a single invoice version of that, which I think has been called for in the market, certainly by our customers, and really helps the smaller end of customers. So anything we can plug into those systems that actually gives us some real-time data and some accurate forecasting is going to help. Yeah, but it's kind of not aimed at a sales approach. It's more aimed at how do we spot great things and also spot problems. So we may spot through the cash flow forecasting tool that actually the customer's got a surplus in cash. So there's a lot of surpluses out there, and do customers use that well? Is another issue we're looking at.
The kind of general thrust of open banking is interesting, and the kind of opportunities that opens up in the wider context for accountants as to robustness and confidence in the bank data, which forms a large, kind of central part of what most small business accounting actually is. The money in and out of the business is obviously going to build a set of accounts. So we're going to be out in advance of the January deadline for direct bank feeds with NatWest. So this will be removing paper forms entirely. So it's an entirely online experience to set up bank feeds. So that'll be one of the first kind of examples of that we're going to see in the market.
The MTD sessions are really, really powerful and really popular with our small business customers. I guess that's where we need more partners out in the local areas. We need more accountants to come and help. Our guys are not experts. Free Agent is a small SME business, so the more people we've got on the ground sharing that knowledge with customers and with non-customers, the better, really. So our business growth enablers are the team we have on the ground in 77 local markets across Great Britain and Northern Ireland. They have no portfolio of customers. Their sole goal is to build networks, communities, both digitally and physically, in the local area that support small businesses, whether they be NatWest, Royal Bank of Scotland customers or not. It's about supporting growth in the local area, working with, ideally, the professional sector, accountants in particular, I've already mentioned the MTD sessions and events that we run. I think they're absolutely vital in the lead up to next year. But beyond that, it's about how do we access advice and support for small businesses that they just don't get.
From speaking both to Hayden and Kevin, it seems clear that NatWest and Free Agent are intent on ushering in a new kind of deep banking, one that creates a support sphere and one that both see accountants forming a key part of. We'll only start to see really the manifestations of what is going to happen over the next year or so, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see what accounting can achieve as a part of a bigger, broader data set.